Welcome to Piano Video Lessons Unit 3 Lesson 2. This is video number 34 on YouTube. In our last lesson we learned to play Good Morning. In this lesson we're going to be learning to think intervallically. So let's talk about that. If you're not already on the website, just click the info card up here in the corner and it will take you where you need to be. So when we think about music, we always think about letters. And there are 7 letters in the musical alphabet: A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So I know that you can probably count to 7 very easily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I bet you can even count backwards from 7 very easily as well. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But can you count backwards in letters? Can you say this alphabet backwards? So forwards it's easy. We have A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. What if you were going to say it backwards? Close your eyes. Give it a try. Start with G. Could you do it? So if we look here, we'll see it's G, F, E, D, C, B, A. So it's important in music to be able to think forwards and backwards in the letters. So when we're thinking about these letters going backwards, it's easy if you take your time. So if you think of G, the one before it is F. And what we can do is maybe just turn one of these over and try again. Starting with G, it would be, watching here, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Now let's turn over another one. Let's turn over this one. So we just turned over, here's B, C, D, we just turned over C. Here we go backwards from G. G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Your turn. And now we'll turn over another one. Let's turn over this one. Right after G comes F. Here we go. G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Now your turn. Could you do it? I hope so. All right, let's turn over another one. We had G, F, here's E. Let's flip over E. So we had F and then E. So it goes from here. G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Very good. Your turn. Okay, let's turn over another one. Let's turn over G, because we're starting there. G. Can you remember them all? Here we go. G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Your turn. Awesome. Okay, we only have 2 more left to turn over. Let's turn over B, because we know A comes right after B. And we'll start again at G. Here we go. G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Your turn. And we only have one left. It's D right here in the middle. We're turning it over, and we'll start with G. G, F, E, D, C, B, and A. So what I want you to do is practice this. If it wasn't easy for you to say these backwards, then I want you to learn to do that and work on it. You can, when you're sitting at a traffic light, you can practice saying G, F, E, D, C, B, A, and get really good at that. Now, something else that's a good idea to do is, the next step up from this is to actually don't start on G, because we know it just keeps looping around this musical alphabet. So what if we started on F? We would have F, E, D, C, B, A, G. So we started on F, E, D, C, B, A, G. Practice that too. And then let's switch it over so that we're starting on E and counting backwards. E, D, C, B, A, G, F. Be able to say those backwards just as easily as counting to 7. And then we could start on D and say our letters backwards. So here we would have D, C, B, A, G, F, E. Thinking about those letters moving backwards. So that is one thing that we should be able to do when we're learning music. It may not be easy at first, but it's something to practice and become more accomplished at. The other thing that we should learn to do is think about the letters as they move by skips, because I am certain that you can skip count like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, or 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, or even 10, 20, 30, 40. counting by tens. In music, we don't count by tens or twos, but we do skip count the letters on the piano. So instead of starting with A and saying all of the letters, we would start with A and say every second letter. So we would have A, C, E, G, B, D, F. And here we have A again. So we got all the way through the series. So it's important to also be able to skip count. So let's see, we have A, we skip B, and we landed on C. So what comes next? We're going to skip C. No, we're going to play C or say C. We're going to skip the next letter, which is D, and we're going to land on E. So then we have A, C, E, and that sort of spells the word ace, doesn't it? Now if we're on E, we're going to skip F and land on G. So here we have ace, G, A, C, E, G. Now we're going to skip the next note, which is A, and land on B. So here we have A, C, E, G, B. And then we'll skip, after B, skipping C, we'll land on D, A, C, E, G, B, D, and then we'll skip E, and we'll land on F. So here we're now thinking intervallically by skips. Intervallically, intervals are the distances between notes, and the adjective that we can use to describe thinking with intervals is intervallically. Very fancy word, just to describe this. But so if you look in your notes, we can see they're written out as A, C, E, G, B, D, F. Now, can you do that with your eyes closed? Start with A and think with me. A, C, E, G, B, D, F. Can you do it on your own? Close your eyes. Start with A. You had enough time. Could you do it? It's not that easy. So let's try flipping over a card. Let's try flipping over the A. Okay, so we're going to start on A and say all of these by skips. A, C, E, G, B, D, F. Can you do it? Of course you can. Most of them are still there. All right, let's flip another one. Should we flip the second letter? So A to C is a skip. So flip this, and now let's do it together. Ready, go. Yes, A, C, E, G, B, D, F. Now we'll flip the next one. This was E. Here we go. A, C, E, G, B, D, F. Your turn. Did you get it? Let's flip the G. I'll say it first. A, C, E, G, B, D, F. Your turn. Good. Here we go. I'm going to flip the B. I'll say them all. A, C, E, G, B, D, F. Your turn. Starts with A. Okay, let's flip the D now and start again. Here we go. A, C, E, G, B, D, F. Your turn. Wow. All right, now flipping the last one, which is F, and we'll try one more time. Starting here on A. Did you do it? Let's see. Nice. All right, so this is just the beginning of being able to think intervallically, but this is going to come in handy in a bunch of ways. For example, you may have noticed already when we were saying some of these things that if we have E, G, and B, those three notes are the three notes that we've learned on lines in the treble clef. And those three notes are skips away from each other. So we're thinking about E, G, and B. And that's also a triad. When we were doing our pentascales, at the end, we would play three notes at the same time. And in that case, that was an F pentascale, an F triad. But if we started on C, let me just move these little chips away. If we started on C, we've been playing here together, C, E, G, and these are all line notes and they make a triad. So thinking in skips or thinking in thirds is an important skill to have in order to decipher things quickly and understand what you're playing. So, I mean, we could take this to the next level even, and we could do it backwards. We could go from A, we could skip down the notes. So we would have F, A, D, B, G, E, C. So I'm not going to do that with you today, but if you wanted a bigger challenge, then you could practice saying the skips moving backwards. Instead of A, you could start on C, for example. So we would have, skipping up from C, C, E, G, B, D, F, A. It's great to be able to do this away from the piano as well, because you don't always want to rely on the piano keys. So E, G, B, D, F, A, C. And soon we're going to be covering the rest of the line notes in the treble clef, but you're going to notice here that if you know how to think in intervals and think by skips, you're already going to know these notes are E, G, B, D, F. And if we added another line on here, we had another skip, so that's an A, and we could add another skip again, and we could end up on C. So we can use this information in so many ways. Join me tomorrow for our next lesson where we're going to learn a piece by Mozart. Thanks for watching.